With record high consumer prices, low incomes, and ongoing problems in the supply chain, survival is a problem for normal citizens these days, and it does not look like it will get better anytime soon. Nearly 70% of Americans are having trouble paying their grocery bills, and about 83% are relying on some form of coupons or loyalty program to put food on the table. Food inflation rose by 12.4% over the past year, but we're all seeing much steeper price increases at our local stores. Some food goods have doubled or quadrupled in price over the past few months, and several companies have warned of further price increases in 2023. This is a difficult time for millions of families who are already being forced to make tough decisions and cut some of their favorite foods from their grocery lists as monthly budgets continue to shrink. The global food market is facing an unprecedented challenge as the prices of essential food items continue to rise at an alarming rate. In recent times, the prices of fresh veggies have surged significantly, and this is becoming a matter of concern as they are vital to maintaining good health and a balanced diet. According to government statistics, the average price of fresh food rose by 14.37% in October. However, some vegetables saw far larger price spikes, making it harder for many people to afford healthy food. Another crucial ingredient in our daily diet, flour, is also becoming increasingly expensive. Russia and Ukraine, two major sources of grain for the world, stopped exporting this year, and global supplies of wheat have sharply shrunk. As a result, the cost of producing flour and other food items without this ingredient has risen to unprecedented levels. According to Bloomberg, the cost of producing flour and other food items without this ingredient has jumped to levels never seen before. The situation is worsened by the fact that between August 2021 and August 2022, flour inflation is the worst on record, according to numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The price of bread has also been significantly impacted by high expenses and a limited supply of flour. The price of a loaf of bread has gone up significantly, making it more expensive for people to feed themselves and their families. In the past, a regular loaf of white bread would not have cost more than $5, but now it can cost as much as $10 at the supermarket. Eggs and butter are two food staples that have been affected by rising prices, making them unaffordable for many households. These two items are crucial sources of essential nutrients that the human body needs to function properly, but their high costs have left consumers struggling to meet their dietary requirements. The high prices of eggs and butter are indicative of a broader trend of rising food prices worldwide. A range of factors, including climate change, supply chain disruptions, and increased demand, have contributed to this trend, making it difficult for many people to access essential nutrients. As the prices of these basic food items continue to rise, it is becoming increasingly challenging for low-income families to maintain a healthy diet, which could have severe consequences for their long-term health and well-being. Ice cream, a beloved dessert for many, has become increasingly expensive due to the rising cost of frozen foods and dairy products. The United States Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that ice cream prices have risen by 12.5% in the past year, continuing a trend that began in the 1970s. The cost of ice cream has surged by 57.34% compared to 1977, an increase of 286.68%. As a result, many families find it challenging to indulge in a simple treat that was once affordable. The rising cost of ice cream is part of a broader trend of increasing food prices, which is making it difficult for low-income families to access nutritious food. As a result, policymakers need to address the underlying causes of rising food prices and develop solutions to ensure that everyone has access to affordable, healthy food, including desserts. The rising cost of fresh veggies, flour, bread, eggs, butter, and ice cream has made it harder to maintain a balanced and nutritious diet. The affordability of frozen meals is also becoming debatable, with inflation-adjusted prices for frozen foods increasing by 14.2% last month, according to IRI statistics. And it's not just frozen meals that are feeling the heat, but soft drinks as well. Due to a carbon dioxide shortage affecting major soft drink producers, prices have increased by 45% over the past 4 years, and some of your favorite flavors may disappear from store shelves permanently. Seafood, once a cheaper alternative to meat, is becoming increasingly expensive due to the effects of extreme weather and warming waters. The average price of seafood rose by 18.8% in November, making it more difficult for many households to access this nutritious source of protein. The rise in seafood prices is part of a broader trend of increasing food costs that is making it challenging for low-income families to afford healthy food options. The cost of beef has also surged due to the shrinking of the U.S. beef cattle herd and steady demand. As a result, beef has become too expensive for many households who are turning to alternative sources of protein. This price increase in beef, coupled with the rising cost of seafood, is putting a strain on household budgets and limiting dietary options. Even some produce items are feeling the pinch of rising food prices. For instance, avocado prices have gone up due to disruptions in production and distribution, leading to a lack of fruit in the market. Currently, avocados are 44% more expensive than they were a year ago, making them a luxury item for many consumers. The rise in food prices is a cause for concern as it could have long-term effects on the health and well-being of families, particularly those with limited resources. Policymakers need to develop solutions to address the underlying causes of rising food prices and ensure that everyone has access to affordable, healthy food options. This includes supporting sustainable agriculture practices, investing in food distribution networks, and increasing access to education on nutrition and healthy eating habits. Cereal costs have increased by 25% in the past year, while candy prices have increased by 13.1% leading up to Halloween. Bacon, a breakfast staple, has become a luxury item due to decreasing meat supply and manpower constraints at processing plants. Bacon prices have increased by 68% since 2020. Even something as basic as coffee is becoming harder to afford. Catastrophic weather events in Brazil, one of the largest coffee exporters to the U.S., have reduced this year's harvest by 20 to 30%. As a result, coffee prices have risen by as much as 76%. All these factors have made it no surprise that many families are struggling to put food on the table. Research conducted by food retail company My Patriot Supply revealed that 4 in 10 Americans are already skipping meals to provide food for their kids. And unfortunately, things are only going to get worse. All food that wasn't planted and harvested in 2022 due to rising costs and extreme weather will result in extensive shortages in the year ahead. So, what can we do? It's important to prioritize our spending and make choices that are both affordable and nutritious. Look for sales and coupons, buy in bulk, and consider buying local produce. In addition, it's crucial to plan meals and make grocery lists before going shopping to avoid impulse buying. Using online resources and apps can also help find deals and track spending. Cooking meals from scratch using affordable and nutritious ingredients can also help reduce costs and provide a healthy diet for the family. However, it's important to note that not everyone has access to affordable healthy food options, particularly those living in low-income neighborhoods or in rural areas. Advocating for policy changes that promote access to healthy food options can help ensure that everyone has access to nutritious and affordable food.